I am so happy to announce that this is my second episode of the series called 20s and Still Learning. Like I said before, I'm 20 and let's get to it. The topic is how to know that you have grown. A lot of people use the word change, and I fear that is incorrect for me because you have not changed. A person does not change. What changes is their actions, their priorities, they focus, all those type of things, right? Let's say you have a system, right? When you wake up in the morning, you have a routine, a system. Then you decide to change that system. You decide to grow out of it because it's not benefiting you. So you're going to grow out of it and try something different in order to get valuable or desired results, right? So you will only change the system but not change you. A person does not change, but their actions, however, those may change. For example, you grow out of a friend group, right? You're not benefiting from that friend group. It's just, you'll drink, you'll talk about whatever, but you feel like you need more. You're growing. It's not that you're changing, you are growing because you need more. Getting more is growing. All right. So you feel like, okay, they're not giving me the nutrients. Is it nutrients? Nutrients that I need for me to grow, to get out of whatever I am in. I've been in this position for too long. I need to get out. I need to grow out of it. So you start to make other friends, friends that will lead you to your goals or whatever you want to achieve in life, So therefore, once again, you are not changing as a person. You are still you. You still have the same weave. You still have the same lashes. You still have the same whatever. However, now you just have different friends. Your idea, your focus now is to get different friends that will lead you to a different goal. So you are not changing yourself. You are changing your focus. You're changing your actions, and you are changing your mission to your goal. The goal is still the same. You see, however, so I feel like the word change is out. Okay, it is grow. Okay, when people tell you you have changed, they really mean you have grown. They just don't want to say that you have changed. So like I said, change can happen overnight, can happen anytime. Oh, I don't like this blue top. What do I do? Oh, I'm feeling a bit, I'm feeling girly. I'm feeling pinkish. So I decide to change the top. It can happen like this. Not a lot of amount of thought is put into it. Not a lot of amount of work is put into it. I just decided, and there, I got the results. I'm wearing a pink top, right? But however, growth. Now, growth needs patience. It needs stability. It needs tremendous amount of time. It needs tremendous amount of work. Okay, it is a progress and a process. You have to start from A in order to go to point B. B meaning that you have now grown. Out of A you have now grown to B. That is growth. In my words, if I were to describe growth is implementing, wait a minute now. Growth is a process of implementing change day by day. Like I said before, it is a progress where you implement change. You have to change something that you were doing before, and now you're going to be doing something different, right? In order for you to get to point B. Remember I said growth is from point A to point B. You are growing into point B, right? For instance, let's just say your routine. Yeah. Your routine is you wake up in the morning, you wake up very late, which means you have, like, let's say you have about 30 minutes to get ready, and you have to be at school at 8:30. You'll wake up at 7:30, right? So you don't have time to do your bed. You wake up, you don't have time to do your bed. You brush your teeth, you bath quickly, and you just throw any clothing that you find on your body, and boof, run. You out the door, and still you are late. You decide you want to wake up at 4. So you wake up at 4. Oh my God, you have all this time. You probably have, since you're going to be at school, you have to be at school by 8:30. You probably have 2 hours to do everything that you can do in the morning, such as doing your bed, since you never did it in your old system. So you're going to do it in this new system. What else? Brush your teeth. Choose the clothes that you want to wear. You didn't have the time to choose in your old system. Now you do. You do all the things that you need to do. Then also you have time to eat breakfast. Then you eat your breakfast, whatever, and it's done, right? You arrive at school on time. Ooh, congratulations. Now, gonna be friends or people that are gonna be like, oh, she thinks she's better. Oh, she thinks she's the shit. Oh, she thinks she's all grown. Yes, you are grown. Okay, yes, you are better. Okay, you better from what you were before. Okay, you better than that system you had before. This new system is giving you better results. So therefore you are better. You are growing. Of course you're gonna be grown. Come on now. Ain't that obvious? Isn't that obvious? Come on. So whenever you hear those feedbacks, baby, take this. You are doing something right. You are actually growing. Okay. Whenever they say, oh my God, you have changed, you are growing. Okay. You are doing something right. You are in a kinetic motion. You're not stagnant no more. You're not in the same position you were before. If they talking about you like that, you are not in the same position as they are. You are actually improving. So take this. If you don't take nothing from this video, take this thing. Okay? And also, do not wait for your friends. If you have grown and your friends are still here in a stagnant position and you are here, baby, take this from me. You do not, under any circumstances, go low and try to reach them. They need to be up here. Basically, they need to see you as a motivation to get their behinds here on your level. You do not downgrade for them. You do not wait for them. Instead, you keep moving and do not look back. They need to look up and see motivation. Because if they don't see that, they're not your friends. They're not. And there's no such as, no, I'm trying to help them also. You know, they're my friends. No. They should have seen from the get-go, from the little things that you are about to leave them, that you are about to make a big move, that this motion you are about to create is going to leave them behind. They should have seen that from the slightest things that you were changing in your life. They should have took note of that, and they should have asked, chummy, friend, girl, help me get to where we want to go together. And what I can say to you is there is no we when you are writing your goals. Those are your goals. There's no we. Okay, we are gonna get this. Your personal goals don't have a team. Baby, it don't have a team. Okay, it don't have family. You need to get there. If it's your personal goal, you need to get there on your own, and you do not need to wait for anybody. How to know that you are changing? Between me and you, we use the term growing. Okay, we special like that. Anyways, so let's say you are doing your habit. You know, you're doing, I don't know, an activity. You are used to this activity and it's starting to bore you now. Then you start asking yourself, is it really worth it? What do I gain from this? That, my sister, my brother, is a sign. Drop it. Drop the habit. Reevaluate the habit. See what you can add. See what you can subtract to the habit so that it can change a bit. Okay? Because remember, growth is implementing change day by day. So if you see that this habit is boring you, change it. Put something different in it. See if you can get better results or different results. Other than that, if you get the wrong results, baby, change it again. Change it up until you get it right. And then the second one, when your friends start to bore you because you are not moving the way you used to move, you know, your guys are not going to all the outings that your guys planned since last year. You see that you're not financially okay, but you still want to go. No, sweetie, no. Change. Tell them not this year. This year I am broke. When they tell you, no, we can help you with the money, I can use the money for something else. I'm glad you offered. Give me the money so I can use it for something else. Because, sweetie, Lord knows we need the money. We cannot reject money when they offer us. This one is when your surrounding feels like you are in a confined space. Baby girl. And you see the need to be somewhere different and learn and explore. Do that. That is a sign. If you feel like you are in a confined environment, you cannot move, which means something inside of you, that little voice is screaming on I can be so much bigger. Just let me out. You will see the difference. Let me out. You will see what more I can do. You know what I mean? You must always listen to that tiny voice. And then when you realize it's just you and yourself against the world, and you need to make yourself proud. When you listen to that small voice inside saying your happiness depends on you and you need to be moving, baby, that inner voice is like, I don't know how to put it. That is your guide to that is your guide to tell you that you need to get out. You need to get out. You need to explore. You need to loosen up. Okay, loosen up. Yes. And then it may be hard for others to accept your growth also, because they haven't reached the stage of realization that, okay, we need to be growing. And so let me give you a little background, right? I'm a girl from Davidson. I was born and bred in Davidson. Davidson is a township in Benoni, right, in South Africa. Yes, for some of y'all guys that don't know. Okay, cool. So as a girl from the township, right, especially in Davidson is a unique township, like, believe that. So Davidson will either eat you up, or it will make you the greatest person alive. It will make you the most streetwise person and the most dangerous person, not in terms of violence and stuff, but you will be sharp-minded. When if you stay in Davidson and Davidson has never eaten you up, be my friend. Anyways, so I had a group of friends, right? Since everybody's your friend in the township, whatever household, as long as there's a child there, they are your friend unless otherwise. But anyways, so I had a lot of friends because of my big mouth, and I was a tomboy, so imagine that. I had a lot of guy friends. And most of my guy friends decided to give up school. So they gave up school so they can sit in the spaza shops. Spaza shops are like, a mini shop that is owned by mostly Pakistan people. Okay, so they gave up school to sit at the spaza shops in the corners. Let me tell you this, because this freaks me out. This frustrates me even. How on earth do you wake up the same time you were supposed to go to school? You just going to the spaza shop. Like, you have to wake up at 6 o'clock to go to school. You want to wake up at 6 o'clock just to sit on a rock next to a spaza shop to discuss girls, to harass girls. I never got that. What do y'all talk about? They sit there from 6 till 8 at night. What do y'all talk about? That is so important. Anyways, so now they look at me different because I've grown from primary school, grade 7, because that's when they dropped out. They dropped out in grade 7. I've grown from grade 7 to high school to tertiary, and to being the person that I am today. And they're looking at me funny. They're looking at me like I'm foreign to them. They're looking at me like they never seen me before, and they start talking about me like, oh, you think you're better, and oh, you have changed. You're not the Sia that we know. You're different. You talk different. Yeah, I'm gonna talk different. Yeah, I'm gonna look different because I'm not the same. I'm not the small plant I was. I have grown to a tree. And baby, I wanna grow to the biggest tree. If your friends find it difficult to accept your growth, then you shouldn't be with them. For me, my friends, they couldn't accept that I have grown. They couldn't accept that I have grown out of being a tomboy to being this feminine woman that I am. They didn't accept that when I spoke, I did not just speak. I spoke things with value. I asked them about their lives. I asked them about their goals, and they were all just looking at me like I'm speaking a different language. That's when I figured we're not the same anymore. We're not in the same level. And I didn't realize that. They did realize that Sia is way out of our league as friends. Like, she's out of this world. Because I looked at them and I was like, it's best for me to stop associating with you guys so that I can actually see my progress in my growth. Because if I stayed with them, baby, no, I don't even want to talk about that. You see, so that's the many things about your growth that you should just, it's always easy to give into your comfort zone also. So do not give in your comfort zone. If you feel like you're getting too comfortable, that means some change has to be implemented. You can never be comfortable in this world, honestly. You will always have to move. Okay, you cannot be stagnant. You have to move. As well as in a workplace. If you start off as a cleaner in a workplace, right? You start off as a cleaner. You need to make sure you get your education right, you get your CV right, you get everything right. You learn from the next position. Let's say the next position is a cashier, right? You're working at a retail store. The next position is a cashier. You need to now start learning, start watching how the cashiers do things. Sorry. right? You need to take notes about, okay, so this is how the cashiers operate, all those things, research and stuff like that. I've spoke about this in my previous video. All right, cool. After that, you have to do everything. I mean, everything that you can to get to the next position, because baby, there are other people waiting for your position as well. So you need to be on your toes, right? Okay, because then people start to get jealous, right? Oh my god, all those kind of things. For the solutions, because like, how do you learn without solutions? Anyways, first one is learn to accept it and endure it. Don't resist growth. Eventually, everything alive has to grow, because if it does not grow, it is not alive. Take this from this video if you don't take anything else. Do not resist growth, because everything that is alive has to grow. Humans are meant to evolve. What are you doing if you are not evolving? You're slowly dying. That's also evolving, baby, because that's the last stage of the humans, is when they die, when they grow old and die. When they curl up and die. I'm just joking. That's cold. The second one, number 2, distance yourself from people that hold you back and those that are always talking about the past and nothing for the future. You see, those people are like temptations. When they start talking about how good the past was, remember when we used to drink, remember when we used to have fun and all those things, baby, you are setting yourself up for failure. You are setting yourself up, basically, because you will always, oh my god, I remember, and then get tempted on some, you know what, we can go, for once. All it takes is that 1 minute of doing something you were doing back then, of doing something you quit years ago. It only takes 1 minute to go back to it. Trust and believe that. Science proves it. I don't think it's 1 minute, but yeah. The third one is don't hold on to old habits. If it showed no improvement in your life, try something new. I've talked about this previously. Okay? Do not keep old habits. Baby, if it's not working for you, try something new. If you feel like the toothpaste is not giving, try a different toothpaste. If you feel like the wig is not giving, try a different weave. That's all you gotta do. The fourth one is go somewhere you've never been to get that unique experience. I like this one because I've been to many places where I wanted to go, and pardon me, oh, that was nasty. And I found that I found ways to get to my goal without struggle. And also in that moment, I also got motivation and inspiration. Going to some place that you've never been, that is associated with your goal, leads you to getting more ideas about how you can get to your goal and how you can add more goals to that particular goal. Yeah. I almost gave y'all the tea of my goals, and I'm not one to share. I'm a very secretive person. I'm not one to share all that raw. Number 5 is spend time on your own to evaluate and understand yourself, right? This one is very important, because without assessing yourself first, you will never know how to reach your goal. If you don't know your weaknesses, your strengths, what threatens you and what motivates you, growth cannot be visible if you are in a crowded environment. Clean your area. Let it be peaceful, let the oxygen in, because without oxygen you cannot grow. A plant cannot grow without oxygen, without sunlight. If your environment is busy, you will not understand yourself. You will not understand where you want to go, how you want to go, and how to tackle obstacles. Basically, you will have obstacles day by day because your environment is so packed, your life is so packed. Clean your life, make sure it is focused. Okay, I should take my own advice once again. My life is too busy. 7th one is do not settle if you know it's not good enough for you. Just leave it for something better. As you are growing, so should your principles. Your principles should be higher when you are growing. Okay, because if they this low, sweetie, you're gonna find a person, and when you find that person, they are gonna bring you down back to point A. Then there's no growth anymore. So your principles should be up the cup. And then the 8th one is don't get comfortable with receiving bare minimum. I always say this, okay? If you can do it yourself, that is just the bare minimum for you. If I can take a nail and a hammer and I can plug a photo or put a photo on the wall or whatever, if I can change the system of the toilet, baby, that's a bare minimum. You cannot impress me with that. And especially me. See, I like I said, I'm from Davidson. I know how to do most of the work. I know how to do plumbing. I know how to put tiles. I know how to do a lot of things. So those things for me are just bare minimum. You can't impress me with tiny things like that. Okay, you need to come up with something that's gonna you know. And then the ninth one is forgive yourself from previous mistakes. You cannot grow if you're not watering your health. Forgive yourself first. Cleanse yourself, because water is a symbol of cleansing. Cleanse yourself with water, literally, and just receive positive energy and receive whatever that has in store for the future for you. That's all I have to say. And then the 10th one is learn more so you can grow more. You cannot grow without nutrition. Nutrients or nutritions? Like, what the hell? I think it's nutrients. Yeah. In order for you to grow, you need nutrients. So get nutrients, okay? Get books. Get research. Get all those things to get to your goal, to achieve your goal. Guys, I have been CLE Ann, and thank you so much for tuning in.